doesn't look like it's working quite right. Okay, it looks like we finally got it going about right. So we started at 0, 300. And I want to go ahead and include my normal. There we go. Alright, that's starting to look about right now. Alright, so let's see where we're at here. We are at only 35. And every time we put in one of these, it's going to cost us, say, 3 into that. Yeah, it's almost 35, isn't it? Okay, now at this point, we've got our oxygen is not moving much. Heat is still doing pretty good. Pressure is still pumping right along there. Alright, what have we unlocked? Alright, so now would be a good time to install this. And we do have our signs uninstalled now. And we do have this and this unlocked. We've already put one of those up. And we put 3 of these up. The first level. Now, of course, the first one you want to put up is this one. And when you come up and you look, it's generic stuff. All generic. Hey there, Mr. Teds. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and take it all out. And then, of course, you want to, just start throwing stuff down here. You could go ahead and do like we did up here. But as you saw, we had problems. We had stuff that did not turn out to be in the proper sequence. So that was a little aggravating. Now, at the beginning, you don't have to put it up there in those. You could just, pile it up right here. For example, we've got some magnesium, so we'll organize it. And if we put up another one of these, yeah, we don't really need any magnesium, so we're good. And we don't need any cobalt. So we'll just keep making our piles here. And I don't think we need any of this titanium either, do we? Well, let's double check. Yes, we do. So I better keep one. And I don't think we need any iron. And I don't think we need any silicon. But I guess I should double check on that, shouldn't I? Yeah, we're good. The only thing we're missing is one osmium. And lucky for us. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought you was making some pretty good progress there on your build there, Teds. Now, since our priority is to put up more ore extractors, we've already got one down here. Of course, we built that one up there for generic basic resources. We always put that one in first. And after we've collected enough to make another rod, and found some osmium, we want to come down here and put in another one. And of course, I would normally go ahead and put it face to face, like so. So now we've got two of them face to face. And before we can do the same thing over in the aluminum field, let's go ahead and organize. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have not been to this planet. You talking about the one I'm on, Prime? Normally that's where you start. Or are you talking about to the one that you're working on? And then we would go ahead and take all the goodies out, and we would do the same thing at first. See, we've got the cobalt here, so we'll put more cobalt right here. And we've got some, what over here? We got our iron here. And let's see, we've got silicon here. And wait a minute, what happened here? They're rolling around crazy, I guess, so we'll bring it back over here. And you did not start on Prime. Ah, okay. Yeah, I think you told me that already, didn't you? Let's see. Well, we don't want to get these too close together because we really don't want to mix our assets together. Ah, here we go. Here's the titanium. And then we got the cobalt there. Okay. So now we would just run back. And luckily we had enough energy to go ahead and put in that other drill without bringing down our power grid. And by now we would need to recharge our oxygen supply, so we'd pop in there for a little bit. And we'd always try to carry around one spare oxygen bottle for emergency purposes. And we would try to carry one water bottle and maybe one meal pack. Space food. Now we haven't been gone very long, so there's not very much in here yet. It takes about, I think it's either 7 or 8 minutes for that to fill and need attention. And now what we want to do is we want to build another one, but we want to do it in the aluminum field. But we need an iranium rod, and we don't have one, so we'd have to go back over here. And let's see, we don't have enough. No, we've only got 8. We're missing one. We need one more. So we would naturally have to run back in here and try to gather one more uranium rod. And since we have 2 ore extractors up here, we should not have any problems coming up with one more. But as usual, we would want to recharge our oxygen supply, so we'd stop in there for about half a minute to almost a minute, depending on how much we needed. And then to be safe, we would probably stop in here to top us off, so we won't have to worry about our oxygen starvation. So let's see, how much have we got in here so far? Well, we've got 2. Now, to save ourselves a trip later, we go ahead and grab that one too. So, as you can see, if you don't wait at least 7 to 8 minutes before you head out to your next ore extractor, you probably won't collect very much. I might as well go ahead and collect these on the way in. And we would stop there and charge up. Now I've pretty well collected everything on this route that we've taken over and over again, going back and forth. So there's not too much for us to pick up. Got some ice left, I guess, to pick up. So anyway, we make us another rod. And then we would need to collect our bare essentials. And I believe it's one of these, and we don't need this magnesium, so I just drop off these two right here. And I don't need to take the ice with me unless, of course, it looks like I might be getting thirsty. But I do need, but we could pick up some more titanium on the way over. See right here? Alright, so we should be good to go. And what we're trying to do, of course, is put in another ore extractor up here at the aluminum fields, so that we have plenty to collect every time we visit after around 7 or 8 minutes. Doesn't really do a lot of good to, you know, come visit quicker or sooner than that. But when we put this ore extractor up, we're probably gonna bring down our power grid because we don't have enough kilowatts. And I have a tendency to want to put them face to face. Now that might be a problem. Let's try it. And we probably need to turn it around. Yeah. Well, we got it in there though. But like I said, we're going to bring down our power grid. Now I don't have what I need to build one of these yet, so we'd have to put another one of these in. So I need an iron, magnesium, silicon, aluminum. There's the iron. There's the silicon. I don't think I needed titanium, did I? No. And I need 2 of these. Sometimes they won't let you pick it up. And then a magnesium. Let's see, that's more aluminum. I don't have any magnesium laying around on the ground here. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, wait a minute. There, no, that's silicon. So let's go up here and check our box. Oh, it's full. Okay, now we've got the magnesium we need. But let's go ahead and let's back off a little bit more. It might be because it's rolling. So let's go a little bit further away and see if we can, by chance. I gotta keep one of them, so. Yeah, see, it's rolling. There we go. So I would want to go ahead and collect these up. Get a little more separation. Well, I'm already full. And then I would want to shoot this to the other side of this batch that's already here, since that would reduce the chances of those rolling. Well, let's try that again. organize it again. Alright, this is not too bad of a pile there. Oh, we got kind of mixed in there, didn't we? Now I do need to keep one titanium, and that's all I've got is the one. So let's go over here. It's kind of a grade, so it's going to roll most likely. So let's go out just a little bit further. And can we stop it from rolling? No, we can't. It's pretty well determined to keep rolling. Now, it's too early for to show you another option, but there is another option to where you kind of fence them in. We got some magnesium down here. So what you got to do is you got to look around a little bit and find a low spot. Like right here's a low spot. We won't have to worry about it rolling over into that area and kind of block our ability to get up there and check the inventories. See, in fact, it looks like it's going to roll away. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Alright, we finally got to where we have a semi-level spot. And we'll put the magnesium here. Alright, now do we have what we need? No, I need another iron. And I need to take back one of those magnesium. Okay. And now I need a silicon. And then we would run over here and try to put up another one in our string here. Use the shadows to get these pretty close together. And that's not enough. So we know we need one of these. And let's see what we got left in here. Alright. Oops. There's one laying up here in there. Yeah, now we got it more under control there. But we only need one, right? Yeah, we only need one aluminum. So let's go ahead and dump the other two right here for now. And we only need one titanium. So let's dump one right here. And we need, what else? Magnesium. Let's see, did we have some magnesium? Yeah, here we go, right there. So now we'll put up another one of these tall solar panels. So I went the wrong way, didn't I? Alright, so there we go. And we got everything working again. So now the next time we come up here, we'll have two of those crates to check out. So we'll have twice as much now. In early game, that's kind of important to you, so that you can have all the basic materials you need. And from over there, all the aluminum you could possibly use. And every time we run in, if we've got enough oxygen to get by, we want to clear the path, so to speak. And by clearing the path, we might even trigger a meteorite shower. And it'll most likely avoid hitting any of our assets, any of our structures, and other equipment that we put out, machines and stuff. Oop, looks like no, I still got space. For some more that just didn't register. And let's see, can I go ahead and pick up some more? Looks like it. Oh, we're full. And then we would throw the stuff back down here a little bit. Okay, give me a break for about 3 or 4 minutes, because I gotta take a break. Okay, we should be good to go for a while now. Now we're going to try to do the same thing again. We'll organize. And let's see, we need to dump off all but one right here. Huh. We'll go ahead and add this back into this group right here. This is your primary beginning gameplay style of organizing your assets. Now, I'm going to have to put up another, probably 2 solar panels. So we want to kind of keep that in mind while we're doing here. That seems to be mixing, doesn't it? Alright, now I don't believe I need any silicone right now. Or am I wrong about that? Yep, I'm wrong about that. I gotta have 2 of these. I'm gonna put up 2 more panels. And I gotta have a total of 2 iron in my inventory. Okay, I got that. How about magnesium? Do I need any magnesium? Yeah, I'm gonna need 2 magnesium. The rest of them I can go ahead and get rid of. Put them in my alternate storage system here. Let's go ahead and organize this a bit. And I've got enough, because I need 2 per, so now I need 2 aluminum. And since I didn't bring any aluminum with me, we'll have to go up here and grab some. And let's put away all this extra ice we've got for now, since we don't really need to be carrying it around with us. We might need to keep one if we're starting to show signs of getting thirsty. Alright, so we might as well continue our long line here. And we could possibly need to start a second row in the very near future. And so far it's always taken 2 of these every time we want to install just about anything. Otherwise we bring down our power grid. Now this might be a good time to go check and see if we've got some more uranium. Of course, we'd probably need to stop in here and charge up our oxygen again. Now that we've got 2 of these first level ore extractors going, we might be able to come up with a total of 9 to make us another rod. Now eventually this will clog up and there won't be any more of this in here to recover. In fact, I'll transfer that one over and I'll organize it. Alright, oh, looks like we got enough. We can run all the way back now, and we can make us another drill once we make a rod. And we would want to put another drill right beside the one we've already got up. And then we'd probably want to stop in here and recharge our oxygen supply. And then by habit we would try to harvest everything we can on the way back. And see if by chance we can trigger another meteor shower. So now let's get up here and make us another rod, like we were going to install another ore drill. Alright, so we want one of these, I do believe, if I remember right, and we need one of these, and then we need another iron, I think it was, wasn't it? Well, let's just double check. Yeah, but now we need 2 osmium, so then we're going to have to rely on our memory. Where did we see osmium? Well, if we've been producing enough heat while we're doing all this run around, then we would have to go all the way over here, where we remember seeing some osmium in what looks like a cave, but it's actually a tunnel system that provides shortcuts, because once the ice is all melted, we'll be able to get to some more very useful locations. Now go ahead and pick up a few resources on the way in. We just got to keep an eye on our oxygen supply so that we don't push our luck too much, because we didn't bring a lot of extra bottles of oxygen with us, even though we would by habit always have at least one for emergency recharge. We haven't been coming up here very much, so there's a whole lot of resources that we could pick up on the way in. And then we're going to have to get rid of everything else that might prevent us from finding the two things that we got to have. So we would be getting rid of that one. We'd be getting rid of these extra ones here. There we go. And then we would be going into the cave to see if we could find 2 osmium. And also check up on our possibility of being able to get through the cave here. Oh, it doesn't look too good, does it? We haven't put up enough heaters yet. Yeah, I don't see any way to get through. We need another 15 UK of heaters, and we've already picked up all the osmium. And since we put some away in storage, we probably should have checked our storage first. But we do have another option. I know I'm going to need more of that, if nothing else, to come up in here, recharge our oxygen supply, and make maybe 2 of those spare oxygen bottles. And since we don't want to stop any more than we just have to, we would probably try to make 3 of them. And of course you have to collect enough of that right here, cobalt. So you'll have to have 6, since it takes 2 of them just to make 1 bottle of spare oxygen. But you try not to use them, so you'd probably stop off here. And if we check our inventory, we've only got 1 left, but we've got 3, so we should be in good shape. We'll go ahead and organize it. Now we might need to pick up an ice so that we can make some more drink. And if we did not bring any food with us, then we might regret that. I'll pick up another one, so I've got a pair. Because chances are this is a long enough trip to where we would probably need to replenish our food supply. And looky there, we got some supplies laying right out here. So we're in good shape. Well, other than the fact that we didn't pick up any ice, did we? No, we sure didn't. Now, if you remember, there's more than one way to get what we need. And oh, look at there. But it's kind of disappearing on us from time to time. But anyway, we've got the blue sky, which we were trying for. And we're starting to see enough progress in the game to where we can actually see some standing water. But notice that it doesn't stay put. It keeps disappearing, suggesting that we're drying out. So we'd run up here trying to not use our oxygen, our spare oxygen. Those are water bottles and oxygen bottles. Okay, so since we've got so many extra, and it's taking up the little bit of space that we have. We're going to drop off a bunch of it in here. Let's see, we don't really need more than one, and we'd probably end up using that pretty quick. I'm going to figure we've already used up some of these, like so. But remember, our primary objective is to find some osmium. So if we have a good memory, then we would go right up here in the shortcut, because that's really what we're doing. We're taking the alternate route. Instead of coming through the aluminum fields, which is on the over in that direction there on the other side of the spirals. And again, our habit would be to pick up stuff if our oxygen supply will hold out on the way in. Gotta keep an eye on that oxygen supply. You don't want to keep dying from a lack of oxygen. And if we're over here, we probably want to go ahead and put in another one of these panels, solar panels, because we know that it's going to take 2 of them to power up another ore extractor, which is our objective. So by now we would need to stop in here. But what we're looking for is osmium, and I don't think I have any osmium left in here right now. But we might as well go ahead and drop off some of these extra supplies. Well, let's organize it first. Stuff that we don't really need to carry with us. That's probably about the best we could do as far as stripping down. Now eventually we're going to be in here with a ore extractor, and we're going to be harvesting osmium. So if your memory's not too good, you forgot about the osmium being up here, then you might want to get yourself a little cheap notebook and start keeping notes. Now this is our primary way of getting rods. So now when we get back to the main camp, we can put up another power supply. Alright, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and drop one of these. Oops, I said drop, not store it. So I could get rid of this blue box. Alright, and we still have the same problem here. I don't think we can we get past this? No, we can't. But we do have a little bit more of an opening here. Now we only need 2 osmium to make another drill or extractor. And look at that, this one is completely open. And we've already been putting in a bunch of, you know, spare things. We got a food supply going here, and we have ourselves a T2 crafting station. So we've got ourselves prepared pretty good. Not too shabby. But where we need to drill is all the way back at base camp headquarters. So we would want to truck right across here. Try not to get too distracted. And we're full. So we're not going to be able to stop anymore. We'll just have to go straight in. And we should have 2, well, we could call them way stations, or oxygen recharge, huts, pods, shelters. What else? What other name can we think of? So we would want to stop in here, recharge our oxygen, and then get back to on the trail. And we're only doing a simulation since we're playing in creative mode. So we don't actually need to do the stopping. Because if you remember right, we don't get thirsty, we don't get hungry, and we don't have a problem with oxygen supply. We're got all the oxygen we can possibly need in creative mode. And what we want to do, of course, is we want to install another ore extractor. And in this particular case, the primary reason why we would want two of them here is because we want to be able to collect lots and lots of iron. All the iron we can possibly collect as quickly as possible, so we can, because right now everything's kind of floating in the air. We don't really have foundations down. And it's my habit to put them face to face. So turn it around. There it is. Now that should be face to face. Yep, there we go. Now about now, we're probably going to need to empty this one. Yep, we've been away for quite a long time. And we've got another rod, so we could go ahead and get serious about putting in another ore drill, but 2 is usually enough. But we've got some other very nice assets. So did we pick up any super out of the boxes? Nope, we did not. In fact, we used up all the aluminum, so our next deposit would be the food, right? And we'll organize it. And now we have something that is unique. We'll stick it in there. And do we have anything else that's unique? No, not really. We do have one osmium left over. And the other thing that we have left over is a food pack. Now at some point we want to be putting these food packs out in all of our pods where we recharge our oxygen. But let's see, what do we open up? What did we unlock? Nothing new, I don't think. So what we would look for is any indication that we got behind on something. Well, we haven't put one of these up. So we probably should, we do need to put one of these up. And we do need to put one of these up. Or should I say we need to put another one of these up. And we need 3 super alloy and another water. And hopefully we still got 3. Yeah, we do. Now we're gonna have to put away a sulfur and a few other things before we can actually get too serious, because we don't have any space right now. Aluminum, nope. Let's organize it. Cobalt, yep, we got some cobalt. We don't need to take with us right now. Fabric, no. Ice, no ice. Iridium, yeah, we do have that. Iron, and we'll use the old control key to do it all in one shot. Let's see, these would be in a different location, so let's go ahead and take care of that. See, silicon goes here. Osmium goes there. Magnesium goes here. And sulfur is over here somewhere. Towards the end? Yep, towards the end. Okay, so now we got the rods, but we want to keep the uranium rod. So we've got ability to make various things like ore extractors, but we also now should be thinking about preparing to make ourselves a rocket pack. All right, let's see. We need another water bottle first. And I think we have some in storage here, right? Yeah, we do. All right, excellent. And we'll go ahead and put this one right next to it. That'll keep us out of trouble as far as the power goes. Did we get this squared up pretty good? Yeah, it does look pretty squared up, doesn't it? There we go. Now the next thing we want to do to kind of catch up with what we've unlocked is one of these. So aluminum, super, cobalt, magnesium, geez, about one of everything. All the basics plus super alloy. Oh, that's our last one. So you know where we need to go visit next. And we've got all the basics out here. So we'll just grab it. We'll look for the ones that have been rolling around on us and not staying put. Alright, so we have everything we need plus extras. Now we're going to be moving things around, but it's going to be a while before we need to move these around. So this is be the best place probably to, there we go. Now we'll get our bottled water from there. Now I probably should get back up here and try to empty this out. Oh, that took all of our space. It's going to try to roll downhill, isn't it? So I'm going to try to get it to roll right into this one that's already here. And that should stop it. Oh, that one's kind of off. The group is right here. That one's kind of off too. So let's point down at the ground a little bit. Try to get our pile as neat as possible. Alright, can we get these to go and stay put in the center of the pile? No, that one doesn't want to cooperate. But it's actually true. You can waste a lot of space trying to get these piles nice and neat. Waste a lot of time and effort. I might have these too close. So let's go over here and let's try to get them in right here. See how the game will frustrate you? It just will not cooperate. So we'll go over here and we'll try that again. And now we want to go out here to this pile. I probably should have shown you this first because that's how a lot of players start out. They put stuff out in the field rather than start with the storage containers. And as our pile gets big enough, then you might want to start with the storage containers because you're going to burn up 3 of those irons with every one of those lockers that you make. Okay, so now what would you figure our next priority would be? It should be more of these right here, because we've got plants for them. And these have the fastest growth rate. Now you probably had noticed that I don't actually have what I need. See there? It's real heavy on the aluminum, and we haven't gone to collect any aluminum. Alright, so let's see, we've got this one. Then we got this one. And we've got a vine type plant. Alright, so this is our best option right now. It's even better because of the growth rate is 5. And then putting them in here. See, does it tell you? Nah, it doesn't really tell you, does it? But this will let you look at the second option to see what's unlocked. And right now we don't have anything unlocked. So we're just not producing enough oxygen. And of course the biolab is the thing that we want to unlock. But didn't we already build that? No, maybe not. Maybe not. I must be thinking about another game I've played. Alright, now what does this show? We haven't unlocked anything new yet. You know, I'm kind of tempted to put in another biodome to get our oxygen numbers to come up faster. And I've never tried that. Alright, so let's see. What is our oxygen number? 232 ppb? So let's try that. What do we need for another biodome? See if the game will allow that. Oh wow, we need super alloy and all kinds of goodness. And then I'll have to go out there and take one of those Lerma. Well, super alloy is a big thing right now, so let's go run over here. And we'll just have to pretend that we've got extra oxygen bottle, water bottle, and food pack. And so hopefully you're starting to remember where things are, and or you've been making good notes. Draw yourself a little bit of a map. Now if you want to get a little help with all that, there is a web page that you can go to, and I believe I've mentioned this once before, didn't I? The Planet Crafter wiki page. So use a search engine, type in Planet Crafter wiki, W-I-K-I, and you should find it. Now it's made by fans of the game. So when you actually get to the website, you'll probably notice F-A-N, fan, is in the URL or address of the site. Now, about now, we would probably want to recharge our oxygen supply and try to preserve our extra oxygen cylinders. So we'd stop off in there for a little bit, charge up our oxygen, and then we would head back over across here. Now, we don't have a jetpack just yet. It hasn't unlocked. So we have to just use the old run option. Press the W key, then wait for about a half a second, and then press the shift key with our pinky. And when we come up to a place that wants to keep us from progressing, we gotta use the old space bar to jump. And then we would stop in here and we charge up our oxygen. And then it's a good idea to remember that this only got one way in and one way out. Alright, so let's see. I don't believe we've gone this way very much. And that's a dead end, so we gotta... And we look around the corner here. Got another opening here. I have a tendency to go through this like I'm going through a maze. So you would pick one way to go in and out. And you would stay there. Okay, there's some super alloy. And if we can't collect enough, then we have to go somewhere else. And try to remind yourself about these doors, because later on when we're collecting warren keys, those doors are going to be kind of important to us. And I'm not seeing any. Let's get back to the wall. There's one right there. That's a dead end. So we go back to the wall, look around a little bit. There's some more. Because we're gonna have all the super alloy out of here in a little bit. Jump. Oh, there's some right here. We're probably getting pretty close to having this place stripped out for the super alloy that's laying on the ground. Okay, always empty these out every chance you get. Okay, nothing back there. By staying close to the wall, you're gonna discover getting right back to your exit. Because again, it's only got one way in and one way out. I think we just collected all of the super alloy we're going to collect out of here. We'll double check here in the center. I don't think there is any more. And of course there's the wall again. That means that we're trapped in here. But we're back to the entrance and exit. The one and only. So we're pretty much done with this. Until we can put in a tier 2 or T2 ore extractor. From here on out we have to find somewhere else to find super alloy. Because we stripped that one down. We can't get any more super alloy out of there without a T2 ore extractor. And like I said before, those doors that look like they're made out of carved stone, those are going to be important to us, but it's not for a long time. I mean, we're going to play another, what, probably close to 100 hours before we can do anything about those doors. And we would stop in there, recharge, and stay fairly close to these walls. And if we have any inventory space, we go ahead and pick up some more basic resources on the way back. Keeping an eye on our oxygen supply, of course, because it's real easy to burn out all your oxygen this way. Since it takes, oops, we're full. So that's it. Now, somewhere in here, we should have another pod to where we can recharge our oxygen. Now, if we don't, we need to put one up. Oh dear, I don't think we do. Yeah, because see, we're quite a distance from that one. So we want to put one right up here on the crest, so it's real easy to spot. And that looks like a good place for it. Probably right here would be the door. Then we can recharge and then get back to it. Oh, we're full again. Now, hopefully we've got enough oxygen where we can make it to the next recharge pod. Yeah, don't be bashful about carrying enough supplies and putting in your pods like this. Because if you don't, and your avatar starves out from oxygen, lack of oxygen, your avatar may be finding itself going backwards and having to recover the same ground again, because you're going to respawn in whichever structure you were last in. Now there is a way to use that to your advantage, of course. Alright, so let's get over here and let's organize a little bit. We did manage to pick up another one of these, and that's it. That's all we've got for super alloy to work with. That's not good, because we're going to have a need for more super alloy in the very near future. So this would be a good time for me to remind you that you've got other options. There's other locations for super alloy. So I probably should show you the maze. Let's see what else have I got here. Let's see, I said I had some uranium. Oh, I guess it's on the next row over, huh? At some point we're going to have to focus on expanding all of this if we're going to organize our assets and quit making piles out there on the ground. Let's see, didn't I have a place for oxygen? Okay, normally what you would do, well, let's go over here first and put out our flour. And like I was saying, this would be your best bet, since the growth rate is pretty high. Oh, before I do that, we were going to build another one of these structures right here. So let's see, for materials to build another one, we would have to have lermacete, 2 titanium, 2 cobalt, 1 aluminum, and 3 super alloy. But we just brought back some more super alloy, and boom. Now let's run inside and see what that did to our oxygen generation. Oh, it looks like it's working. Oh, it stopped already. Huh. I was expecting to see the oxygen number counting off pretty nice, but maybe it doesn't work that way. Let's put up another one, just, you know, for P's and Q's to see what happens. So anyway, we'd have to first be able to collect all the resources we need, and then we would put in another one. And we're elevated enough above the ground to where we can get, you know, back and forth inside of there. Well, I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem like adding more of those biodomes is doing us any real good as far as the oxygen supply goes. And I'm guessing that even though I'm playing in creative mode, that would not make a difference. If I was playing a standard game, I would still get the same results. Well, it is ticking off a little bit. Now, what we haven't done is we haven't found ourselves some more oxygen providing plants and done like we did here. Because it seemed to me if we put another, 4 to 6 of those right there and we had enough plants to put in there for oxygen, same thing here, that would make a difference, but maybe it wouldn't. Well, anyway, this is where I would probably put in another door instead of a window. Now, if I remember right, we're pretty much done with that spaceship over there. And there's one way out over there. And there is one way up over here. Oh, I can't get through there. So I'd have to come up this way. Oh, we're going over time again. Okay, so we did not see all that much difference in oxygen. I guess maybe the programmers figured somebody would try that. And they didn't want to encourage him. Well, it is progressing a little faster than it was before. It just hasn't made a big difference like I was hoping for. Okay, well, our hour is up, so we'll hit the old escape key, save it. That's finished, so we'll go to main menu and we'll say be well until next time.